Hey, I got my Betty mail. Thank you, Betty. Betty in Minnesota. When the glass is half empty, it's time to order a pitcher. Oh, thank you, Betty. Every month I get a card and a little extra, a little something special in the card. Thank you, Betty. Happy New Year to you too. Buzz Grease Monkey BGM. And my car leaks. Okay, I got a 15-year-old car, VW 2006 Rabbit Golf. And when it rains, there are some leaks in it. I've been dutifully patching them up with Gorilla Tape. But this would work. A nice little tent to park little Adam in. I do not think the apartment complex here would like me building one of those in the parking lot. But I don't know. I could find some spare ground around town somewhere. Maybe. But Bus Grease Monkey, good video. Tennessee and the wonderful it's like Disneyland for buses. And I love the plate. A thing. That's a VW. That's my car's little cousin there. Yeah. A thing. VW thing. Remember those things? Yeah. Remember those things? Yeah, the doors came off. RV Texas, y'all got some big news here. They're going to be starting up a podcast. Now, YouTube, isn't YouTube just a podcast with pictures? That's what I always thought. I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyway, so that's their big news, winging it. They had a tough year. Last year was a very tough year. Tom lost both of his parents in 2020. Man, that's got to be tough. But, they are looking forward to a new, brighter 2021 like so many Nomads. And, so check them out. Tom Stacy, RV Texas, y'all. We got Wonder Hussy Adventures looking at a giant 1920s navigational airmail arrow in Vegas. That's right. If you're actually flying, I've seen videos on this. You can fly over like the western central parts of the country, and you look down and you actually see giant arrows. They go back to the 20s when they had the early days of airmail, and they were to guide the pilots, and some of them are still around. Good stuff from Sarah, Wonder Hussy Adventures. Nice video here from Slim Potato Head. Their little ideas for a better winter campout. He says, winter, you either love it or you leave it. Considering we're going to be getting snow here on Friday, I'm going to be leaving it. If I go to the Doxinator, he's over near Charlotte. I don't think they're getting any snow over right in the immediate Charlotte area, although they may get some flurries or something. So I may just head down there. I don't know if he'd allow me, if he'd permit. John Steinbeck. Oh, and a nice camo hoodie for Slim Potato Head. Cool radio, man. Oh my goodness, is that a Grundig? Looks cool. You can listen to shortwave. It looks like an old shortwave radio, new shortwave radio, man. Marconi. It's true. If you are up in the Canadian North, you don't get too many FM and AM stations, so maybe that shortwave would do a little bit of good up there. So we did mention this morning's show. Randy the Mobile Traveler has decided to. I like the way this van looked. It was so cool. That art is so cool. Kind of some purple, some browns. So he gets some paint out, turns it all white. The whole thing. White as the driven snow. So there it is now. I don't know, man. I don't know. You immediately knew the way it looked before. There's Randy. Now it's just could be Andy or Dandy or whoever. I don't know. Well, blend into the background. Letters. Confabulous Cruisers Creative Confabulations says, so what RV parks are good in your town? We drive through Morganton every now and then, but haven't actually stopped there. Pops requires full hookups. He's our princess. Now there we go. I don't know, man. I should do some investigation work around my local area. 3 of them pop up here. The River Point, Glen Alpine. I've actually been by there. I've actually seen that one. Hidden Creek Campground over in Marion, and Lake James Camping. I've been over there to do a bit of hiking But I haven't really spent a lot of time checking out the campgrounds. But, anyway. I'm over about there, so and the Burger King is there, so, come on by. At least Whopper meal. We were talking about certain nomadic women in particular that, tend to cry. Tempered Tracy says, I don't know how I'll react to tough times on the road yet. Maybe I'll cry. If I do cry, I'm sure that I'll laugh at myself afterwards. All you mean men, LOL, need to keep your hormones in mind, though. I know it's difficult for people to have empathy for others experiencing health problems they've never experienced themselves. Men have different challenges, and I do try to remember that and remain empathetic. Well, that's true. A lack of empathy is what leads men and women bashing, especially men bashing these days. Say, Dave, you said it yourself. You don't cry much. Try to have a little empathy. I think it's okay to poke fun at YouTubers' funny and emotional reactions, and I wouldn't take offense to it myself. But yeah, no, I'm not making fun of anything. I'm just like, well, yeah, my sister cries, and I just kind of go. I don't go, why are you crying? I go, oh, okay. I'm very, reverent. I don't laugh or I don't do that, or I'm very, empathetic. But you're kind of going, really? Crying about that? Oh, my bank account's overdrawn again. Rometown Girl says, hey Dave, equal rights does not mean equal hormones. Did you know that testosterone actually prohibits crying? I must have a lot of testosterone then. And nomadic life can be very stressful. No question. Think about it. Always moving around, always being majorly impacted by whatever weather is outdoors, and every chore errand takes a fair amount of planning, like breaking camp, travel days, etc. With all that, it's easy to be overly sensitive and respond emotionally to the seemingly normal everyday circumstances of life. And I'm not talking about not reacting emotionally to life, because men do too, but they don't, it's like they'll yell, or bang their head on the, no, men react too, just probably not too much crying, but they have other ways of, venting and whatever they do. It's just they don't cry as much, it doesn't seem. Then maybe that would be a better thing to cry, it's not as, it's hard to, crying's probably very healthy and good, and that's probably why, I don't know. I've already jumped in too far here, but I just, maybe I should have said get overly emotional about, not breaking it up male and female, whether you cry or pound your fist or yell or scream or, but just getting overly emotional at very minor things. And, we see the same thing, guys, with the road rage, someone cuts them off at a traffic light or something. It's a minor little thing that just forget about it, but no. I'm just anybody that does the over-emotional response. And again, everybody gets tired. Everybody gets stressed out, especially in these days. So go ahead, cry all you want. Terry says Morgan is back in the shower. She really? Did she put another shower video up? I guess she just, well, if I made $100,000 on my last shower video, maybe I'll do it again. Oh, she's in the shower again. Let's throw her some more cash. Yeah. My peep says, you think if I sat out on my front steps and cried, my neighbors would come over and give me money? You could try. You do that on camera during a super chat on YouTube, a live chat, and they throw money at you, right? But yeah, if you were sitting out on your front steps crying and your neighbors are walking by, here's a 50, here's a 20. No, it ain't gonna happen. Patricia said she left my video when I was in the Walmart. She has a life to live. Well, you missed the Lowe's part. That was even better. Hey, that's a good idea. Sherry says, maybe Dave's RV life can restore my car, little Adam. Dave said the other day, Dave's RV Life said he's going to be doing some car restorations for like older vehicles, kind of off the beaten path vehicles, like, from 1970s and stuff. And my car's 2006, but it is 15 years old. But yeah, I drove up to Pennsylvania there, and he could work on little Adam. That would be neat. Dave, are you up for it? Snorton says, I will just say, a certain nomad has the uncanny ability to make her screw up seem like someone else's fault. Reminds me a lot of my first wife. Reminds me a lot of politicians these days, right? They lose the election, but they blame everything else for it, right? But it's never them. Toonsy says, all last year, Butterfly Gypsy had, she was basically just, hanging out in quartzsite. She had a lot of time on her hands to work on her vehicle, right? And now when she's ready to do some moving around, it's not going, I don't know. Yeah, she had plenty of time to work on it. She should have spent I don't know. That's a good point there, Toonsies. Benny Simpson says, female tears help men open their wallets. It's just the way we are wired. I think you're right. Yeah. Please stop the crying. How much is it going to take? 50, 100, 1,000. Just stop crying, honey. Roger Thornton says we need to give Randy the mobile traveler some credit. He is a hard worker and he has abilities. He renovated that old Class A and he had that engine torn all apart. He put a build in his van and painted it. He added solar and a big roof mount on top. He also did 3 solar installations for other nomads. Kudos to Randy. Oh. Well, kudos to Randy. Randy's got some fans too.